All right, the recording is started. Good evening, everyone. It is October 26th, game one of the World Series tonight. I'll try not to be too distracted. Just for introductions, I guess my name is Bailey. I don't know what we're going to call this thing, if it's going to be an extension of the Wax Chronicles corporate umbrella, but but no, I guess the concept of an NBA podcast is always, we've just shared too many incredible conversations over the years and thought it'd be cool to document them. So that was my motivation for wanting to start this thing. And I'm sure you had motivations of your own. So I'll pass the mic, let you do your own introduction and everything, and we'll go from there, I guess.
I'm Tanner. I'm Bailey's brother. And kind of to mimic what he said, if nobody ever sees any of these conversations, there'll be something that I personally will want to revisit, because I know that there's been things that Bailey and I have talked about in the past where, it's things I want to research after the fact and then I forget, or, it's things that I just want to look back and think, oh, this is what I thought at this time. How has that evolved? How's that changed? And just kind of like track my and Bailey's fandom. And I think that that's something that kind of having, this medium. And restart the podcast. Madison.
We'll cut it in post, dude. We'll cut it in post.
When this door is closed, we're at work.
Hey, Madison.
Say hi. Say hi to all the viewers.
Hello.
This is my loving wife, Madison. I hope she'll never do this again. What? What? What are you doing? All right, restart it, dude. Restart.
No way, dude. We take care of all that in post. We take care of all that.
I'm gonna start having to put up a God sign on the front of the door. Keep out.
No girls allowed, dude. What the fuck? We're talking hoops.
Anyway, but back to what we're talking about is like just being able to track what we talk about, because we've had so many conversations specifically, and as this thing goes on, a lot of it revolves around LeBron and thoughts that we have about LeBron. And so if I can just have one podcast where I can look back 10 years from now and be like, oh,
this is how I felt in the moment.
Right. So
because I'm sorry to jump in, but I just want to, basketball is one of the core things to, I think, both of our existence, like the culture aspect of it, obviously playing the game, we always wish you could play more, but following the game, the basketball cards, it's been pretty core to who I consider myself as a person. And I think you apply certain ways of looking at things to basketball, and it's in doing that over the years and having these conversations across anything related to basketball, it almost shapes how you look at the outside world too. So it's been I don't know, not to get too far out of the scope of this is very much basketball, that's the focus 100%, but it's just been something so important to everything in my life. So yeah, just to
ball is
just
life.
wanted to no truer words have ever been spoken. So but yeah, I'll pass it back to you. Sorry for cutting you off, but I just had to throw that in there.
No, I'm glad you mentioned that. I think that's pretty much he's Bailey, I'm Tanner, and we just love basketball. And I think we aren't the most savvy basketball fans. I'll say we're definitely not casual fans. But I think that we as we get further into all this stuff, we're both very opinionated. And I think that the conversations that we have are something that I'll want to listen to as we grow older. So I'm excited to dig into all this stuff and to talk about some of the things I know we're going to talk about on whatever frequency we end up deciding to do this.
For sure.
But yeah, that's the thing, is just I feel like maybe this is a naive take, but it's it feels like some of the best podcasts are just two people or three people or four people or whatever talking about something that they're very passionate about, and just having a microphone on in the background. That's to me, when I'm you're more of a podcast person than I am, but when I do get locked into podcasts, it's just two people talking about something that they love, or three people talking about something that they love, and just being passionate about it. And that's what it boils down to.
Yeah. I agree with that in every sense. It's just to be the fly on the wall and see, I mean, we both work like office jobs, and like you alluded to, like I'm a podcast. I listen to a ton of podcasts. Like it's such an interesting way to pass the time. And it's like, um, I've gained a lot of value from listening to podcasts on a wide array of subjects. And, like the basketball space, the whole podcast, like every single person has a podcast, blah, blah, blah. This isn't really for an audience. I feel like this is more of a personal archive, but, and if we can put it on an existing YouTube channel and maybe one other person ever finds it and finds 10 seconds of value, like not what we're really here for. So anyways, and
with that said, if Bill Simmons can make money talking about basketball, then so the fuck can we.
Hot
So
takes coming in. Hot takes Lund, dude. Get the fuck.
I don't know how. I don't know if I should.
This ain't prison rules, dude. It ain't first day on the yard. You're fucking going after the big fish, dude.
Dude, it's just like if somebody like that can talk and get paid for it, and like I'm not trying to get paid off this or anything, but it's like if a person like that can have a voice, like like I'm gonna talk about it because I care about it too. So
well, and like some of it's rooted a little bit in arrogance, I will say, because it's like you said, we're not casual fans. We're not like hardcore analytics. Like we're like this weird mixture of the two where we can look at the game, from one perspective or another. But, and I guess, I don't know, it's not like we're adding a ton to the space, but,
right.
In the personal conversations I've had with other NBA fans that I've known, it's hard, I feel like we're usually pretty ready for any basketball debate. Like, I feel like you and I are two of the smartest people we personally know when it comes to hoops. Like, obviously there's a million people out there who know way more about basketball, but
right.
I don't know. It's almost like the everyday man with like a little bit more depth to it. It's kind of how we view the game. So I guess just as a kickoff, I had two questions for you, and I'm actually kind of blown away because we're brothers. We're super close. We've been super close. We've shared a ton of memories and a ton of experiences in and around basketball. But I was thinking, I'm shocked I don't know this, but what is your favorite basketball memory as like a player? Is there one that sticks out to you? Because like, I don't know. I mean, the love for the game starts on the court, I feel like.
Right. I don't know if it's my favorite memory, but one that comes to my mind, like the first one that always comes to my mind, is it was 5th or 6th grade. And I've probably told you this story before, but I mean, do you want me to like go in?
Yeah.
I'll like set the stage.
Yeah.
It was like I think it was 5th grade or 6th grade. I mean, it's not important it was around that time frame though. And I played sparingly on our traveling team, and I was in the game, and it was a 2-on-1 fast break. And I we were coming down the court. We had just crossed half court, and I received a pass at like the elbow extended 3. And it was a 2-on-1 fast break. This is like back in, I mean, if this was 5th or 6th grade, this is like the late 90s. So like this is much before the 3-point revolution where people are shooting threes on fast breaks.
Above the break threes.
Yes, above the break threes. Yes, and it was 2-on-1. And I pulled up, and I rarely shot. I rarely shot when I was in the game. I was just very timid offensively. And so like I got this pass, and I was like, I'm pulling. And so I shot it, and it felt like the purest jumper I'd ever shot in my entire life. And it was long on the other side of the rim, pure backboard. And
I think that's the worst type of miss too. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know if I would rather have an air ball or what, but it was that was just horrific in every way. And I can't remember if I got yanked right after that or what happened, but
see ya.
Yeah, it was that's one that just always comes to mind. It's like, what, I don't know what kind of, anyway.
God, I mean, it felt good off the hand though. Felt good off the hand.
I mean, that's the thing when you're coming from like the titties 3, like you can shoot it long, but it has the line, it has the perfect line.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I guess you could say that for every shot or from every angle, but like it felt good, it looked good, and then it was just like just over the rim, and it was missed opportunities.
Because like sure. I don't know, dude. I just have so many, like, I associate the just long off the backboard, no rim. I just associate that with like idiots in gym class who are like shooting half quarters, because like that's the usual outcome you see. So it's like, I don't know, I just have that in my head as like,
it's pretty much
that's the type of miss a fucking idiot who doesn't know how to play basketball.
Exactly.
It's like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I think,
dude. What the F, dude? Your favorite memory is you.
and I think that might have been like the only 3 I took that entire season.
That's
And that
awesome,
was
dude.
that was a heat check when I hadn't even formed the heat.
Yeah, he
And
checked first attempt on the year.
yeah, first and last, I think. So anyway, which I want
Golly.
to hear yours. I have a couple ideas on what this might be, but I mean, it might
So
involve a quadruple double or whatever.
mine was only triple double, but
It was
you
only
know,
triple.
I mean, like it's just tough because like when you point to like one memory, different things jump out. But like my happiest memories on the basketball court are, you know, honestly, like a lot of the like dunk ball we'd have growing up with,
Yeah.
you know, like there was just so many fun memories. But if you have to point to like a specific thing that sticks out, like it'd probably be that the cut bank miracle.
Oh, there's no quotes, dude. That's a real thing.
Shouts out to KKP, and shouts out to T Gilski, dude, for sandbagging the squad, dude, leaving the window of opportunity open. But no, I mean it was it was
Travis Gilski. We love you.
Oh God, yeah, he's all-time legend. He is top, like, and even thinking about this podcast, I was like, it'd be so cool to like once in a blue moon get a guest on there. But if we could use this as a tool to reconnect with people that like, my only real connection with Travis was on the basketball court. Like we didn't really have like a ton of hobbies that were the same, but like played on sports teams for a long time together. And like, anyways, that's neither here nor there. But the Cutbank Miracle youth organized basketball, we were really, really good. Like, so Tanner and I are both from like very small rural part of the country or whatever. So like when we're talking about playing organized basketball, it's not high quality. It's like a bunch of hicks from like farm communities playing basketball together. But we were really good in this certain age group, and our team was just like gangbusters, lose like a handful of games a year on a schedule of about like 30 or 40 games. So but for whatever reason, like a random game at a random tournament, and 3 of our best players just like did not have it. I don't know if there was like, we were too young for like any drama. So I was like, what are these fucking idiots doing? I mean, they're just a team we had no business being down to. We were down like 20 at half, and it was just like, what are we doing? So then our coach put in me and one of my buddies and like some of the bench players.
Give a shout out to the coach.
Dude, I don't want to. Coach Stevens.
Come on.
Coach Stevens. Okay. The legend, the silver mullet, the silver bullet. He put me and one of my buddies in, and with some of the bench players to kick off the second half. And it
was like some Jimmy Butler, 3 years ago type ish.
Yeah. I mean, it was just like a 40-point swing and a half. Like we were down 20, ended up winning by 20. Like keep in mind, like the scores of these games back when we were this age was like 50 to 40, like somewhere in that range. Like there was not like 3-point bevies and run and gun. It was far from it. So to see that turnaround in a half was like, whoa, we kind of dominated. But it was, we thought we were advanced for where we were. We're running like a ton of pick and rolls and stuff. And like, I'm running out of the mid post, fucking diamond, young Joker, aka. So, but no, I mean, that's the one that sticks out to me just because it was like, I mean, I dropped a triple double. We had a huge comeback. Like the studs on our team just didn't have it that day, and we stepped up. So again, shout out to KKP forever on that one.
And Stevens.
Yeah. R.I.P. Swagadelic, dude. And then I guess I have a few questions for you, but like another question would be like favorite memory as a fan, but I feel like we both know the answer to that question. It kind of goes without.
Say it on 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. 2016
NBA Finals. Okay. Yes. So all right, that's
how about favorite non-LeBron related?
Oh, I was not prepped for this, dude. You have to go first now that you say
No,
that.
I asked you, Mo.
Okay. Give me like 3 seconds. Favorite non-LeBron memory. Mother. Why are you doing me like this, dude?
How about encore? Because like I just had one that would be a cop out. It would be the Pelicans winning the lottery to draft Zion. And I don't want to.
It's going real well. It's going real well.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Zion's already played his last game as a Pelican. just kidding,
Dude,
dude,
it was a
just
fun,
kidding.
it was a fun ride, dude. I don't care.
True, true. It was worth it, worth it. No, I mean, like, and again, it's you say non-LeBron. I wasn't rooting for LeBron, but he's very much intertwined. But it's it's the Eastern Conference Finals, Heat versus Pacers. It's it's my favorite team going up against my favorite player. Like, those series, and I remember you and I getting into pretty heated fight.
I remember specifically there was LeBron technical, I believe, where he was like there was the show up, the like old he's showing up the ref technical where he ran
It
away.
runs to the other side of the
And
court and
I
freaks
remember
out.
I remember being very heated over that. And you were
Yeah.
like, dude, but like, I mean, not to say either one of us is right or wrong, but I remember being very heated about that.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those ones I feel like we both come out the other side like, I'm such a fucking idiot for like, because I mean, like, that was a fight that I feel like a lot of our fights are just like playful, blah blah blah, or like banter, argue. This one felt like it was starting to cross the
Yeah,
line.
that's probably one of our last like legitimate like being very upset with each other, I bet.
Yeah, yeah. That and
But
well, I'll save that story for another day. Um
I think one thing that should not be overlooked with this, and sorry if I'm stepping on your toes here, but during that series when the Heat ended up pulling it off, like this needs to be mentioned because this is something I still laugh about when I think about. I forget what you were wearing. I forget. We were me, J-Man, and I'm sure you guys will come to know him via some stories, but one of our best friends, or him and Kurt are our two best friends.
Yeah, pretty much brothers,
Yeah. It was J-Man, Bailey, and I watching the closeout game. I forget how they closed them out. If it was in 6, probably in 6. Maybe it was in 7.
Yeah, I'm misremembering too.
Anyway, you were wearing, what were you wearing? You were wearing was it a Danny Granger authentic?
Yeah, the 5X that I had to buy on sale.
Yeah, and then so the game's over. Bailey grieves for all of about 30 seconds. And Jesse and I are like sitting in the living room. Bailey goes back into his bedroom, comes back out with a Miami Heat shirt on. And
it was like the
roll with the winners, dude.
It was the 2011 Eastern Conference Champions official shirt.
Worst shirt ever. Oh my god.
I roll with winners, dude.
Yeah. So anyway, I just thought that should be mentioned because that was. But I mean, hey, that's LeBron. I think that's LeBron and Jace, dude. Because part of the fun of those memories was you having to go with like you have to choose your favorite team or your favorite player, and like the kind of conflict added to that. I think I need something other than that LeBron was not involved.
No, dude, it's all LeBron, dude.
Yeah, we're exposing how casual we are. I have not watched one basketball game.
Yeah, well, that's about it. So, no, I mean, like, there's like weird memories from childhood that I don't know if like basketball was the reason I remembered it, or it was like, other things going on. I think it might not be like in a vacuum my favorite, but one thing I really remember like pretty fondly, and I don't even think I had access to watch a ton of games back then, but it was the post Malice to Palace Pacers teams, and like they were whitewashing the roster. It was dark years, and then there was one year where a couple things started to come together with like Danny Granger and Mike Dunleavy as kind of their two leading scorers, like a 1-2 punch on the wing. Again, it was mostly like, if anything, like the occasional Sports Center highlight and checking box scores and like looking. But for some reason, that era just sticks out to me because I think I wasn't like a kid anymore. I was like starting to become the person who I am. And I guess in my mind, it's like one of the first times I remember looking at the game as more than just like, oh, I'm a kid and I love basketball. It was like, why is the team constructed this way? What things are working for them? What things, I don't know. It's just like my first steps into like critically thinking about the game. So that kind of sticks out to me.
Yeah.
What about you? If you have to go on court, non-LeBron?
For sure. And I think I just want to mention though, before we get off that, like that was such an interesting time, I'm sure, to be a Pacers fan with like going from like the absolute I'm sure like anybody who comes across this has probably seen the Netflix documentary Malice in Palace, or is familiar with what was going on at that time
And if you
with the
haven't,
Pacers.
go stop,
Right.
turn this off because this is dog shit, and go watch something that's
Right.
actually
But like
informative.
how good they were with how cool their players were. That combination is so rare.
Mhm.
And to go from that to then having a team that wasn't doing much, and then also having some of the just like least fun players to root for on the roster, to then bouncing back and eventually that's like, I mean, I've never seen hopes derailed by non-injuries like that in
Well,
my
yeah,
entire
it's
life.
it's like, would you rather root for, and this, like, I don't want to get into like the, any race stuff really, but it's like, would you rather root for like Ron Artest and Jermaine O'Neal, or like Austin Crozier and Troy Murphy? Like, anybody in their right mind is gonna choose option one. Like, and like, for that team to be ripped away for like, as much as it was basketball reasons, it wasn't really basketball
Right,
reasons.
right.
Like, I don't know. I mean, there's just always the what ifs. I guess this is something we should have done in our introductions, but like, uh, as you probably have gathered by now, I'm a huge Pacers fan. My favorite player ever is Reggie Miller. My favorite current player is probably Markel, but like, those are both kind of with an
Not
asterisk.
including LeBron. Yeah, not including
Yeah,
LeBron.
it's like, we just like, it's I mean, who would like, it'd be like saying like, yeah, MJ is my favorite player in '97 when I'm like a Pacers fan. It's like, not really, but kind of is. So,
Yeah.
and then I guess if you have favorite player, favorite team, that sort of thing.
Yeah. I'm a Pelicans fan, and I hate being this person, but I always like to preface it with like, yes, I'm a Pelicans fan, but not because of Zion. Pelicans fan since they were the Charlotte Hornets. Favorite player of all time was Rasul Butler, which I'm sure
RIP.
we'll tell. Yes, RIP. My favorite person that ever lived on this planet, probably, who's not like my brother or my wife, or like my mom. Anyway, I'm not going to get into all that right now, but favorite all-time player Rasul, favorite current player Drew Holiday. Um, and was there another part to that?
Favorite team, favorite player. No, that's about it. Drew got the fucking chipper last year though. And
Yeah,
spoiler alert, he'll show up on my awards ballot for this season.
I can already guess it's going to be DPOI. Ain't happening,
So,
partner.
hey, who knows, dude? Maybe they'll finally start appreciating perimeter defense for fucking
Yeah.
what it is.
Now they'll just hand it to big men who don't deserve it.
Right, right. So I guess this kickoff, whatever this thing is that we
Hold on. Can I pause you real quick? I'm
Yeah,
sorry
yeah,
to
yeah.
cut you off. I just wanted to I want to quickly run through my favorite encore moments that don't involve LeBron because I
Oh,
thought of some. I'll go quickly though. 2016, the dunk contest was Zach Levine and AG. That was one of my favorite moments as an NBA fan. In addition to that, the J Rich dunk contest. I need to remember these years. 02 maybe, 03. No, maybe it was the one where he had the baseline toss where he went reverse through the legs to win. That was the first time I'd ever seen a dunk and been like, wow, I had not even pictured anything like that in my entire life. And then the other ones are the whole, I think it was 2011, 2012 season. The first season, Rasul had left the Hornets and went to the Clippers and carved out a niche as like a 33
oh
minute per
yeah.
night guy. And was like that season, I believe that season he set the record for most threes made by a Los Angeles Clipper at the time before JJ Redick broke it.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
remember
That's right.
I was watching that was like beginning of like Clipper starting to gain notoriety, and so they were on TV somewhat frequently, and so I remember watching those games in my college dorm room, just going so wild when he would have like a 23-point night. And then like the first formative one, kind of going back to like the formative ones, and this is I was still very much, I'd say not so much as you, because you were looking at basketball from a more like nuanced and educated perspective, but me, this example, not so much, was 03, 04 Eastern Conference first round. I probably have talked to you about this before. It was back when it was Baron Davis and Jamal Mashburn led Hornets with PJ Brown,
Ooh.
and it was an absolute slugfest with the Miami Heat in D Wade's rookie year, and it was basically, my memory has gotten warped over time, I'm sure, and I've made more. It's like the whole memory hero thing. Like this thing has gotten blown way out of
Yeah,
proportion in
yeah.
my mind with what actually happened. But
Like
it
the
was,
nostalgia factor.
yeah, it was just a slugfest though. And I remember like the last game coming down, just Baron Davis versus D Wade, and just like who was gonna outduel the other. And the Heat ended up winning the series, and I was devastated. I remember breaking a TV controller I've broken a few TV controllers with Hornets games in my days, or
That
slash
is going to
Pelicans,
be a reoccurring theme in our.
but for both of us. Yeah. Anyway, I know that we're trying to limit how much time we're spending on this, so I need to start to be more cognizant of how
Well, no,
much.
I was almost thinking this is going to turn into a fucking two-parter. There might be an introduction and then a season predictions.
Okay, yeah. I'm cool with
So
that. We could just
I guess the only other thing I wanted to kind of bring up on like the introduction stuff was the concept that we hold near and dear. I've not heard of other basketball fans coin this term. Maybe they have. Maybe we jacked it. Won't be the first time. Won't be the last. The concept of the spirit baller. You know, like I said, we are not great basketball players. Like we were decent basketball players for farm towns in rural America. But you know, one thing you always try to do is like, oh, I modeled my game after this. I modeled my game after that. You know, those are the stories we love to hear about the players that we follow. So like we kind of adopted a similar thing. You know, who did you model your game after? Or maybe not even modeled after, but who do you have commonality with? Or, you know, some sort of like when you're on the court, you look like this guy. So I want to ask, we've played a decent amount of hoops together. I want you to give me who you think your spirit baller is, and then I want to tell you who I think your
this is a
spirit
fun
baller
exercise.
is.
And we got to do the same for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
should.
there's no
Probably
hesitation.
should, I guess. If I don't fucking want to, though.
For you, see, yeah, for the zero listeners out there, this is completely on the spot. I'm not sure. I have not put any thought into this. I mean, I've thought about it before, obviously, but like, I want to come up with like the most. I mean, you said Joker before, but like, like I know in the past we would joke like that you were buying him just because you're bigger and stronger than everybody, and like you have the temperament of Andrew Bynum, and like the
AK, I'm fucking weak, dude. I'm like a 10-year-old's brain,
you're a
dude.
mental patient, yeah. So like I know that Bynum's kind of been the guy we always like talked about in the past, but like you're a below the rim big who can pass, who shoots some. You know, obviously, again, like just to make things clear, like I'm not saying my brother is as good of a passer.
I shot mid-range jumpers in like junior high school is what that means.
Right. Yeah. So like, but also like bigger and stronger than everybody. You can use your weight better than everybody. And so like, I mean, I can vouch for this. We've played hundreds of hours of basketball together, and like, you bully you. He Bailey bullies me whenever he wants, and he's just bigger and stronger and knows how to manipulate me with his weight at all times, and his footwork and his elbows, not in an illegal way, but like in a legal way. And I think just your ability, like, I think, yeah, I mean, just knee jerk, I'd say Jokic with a little bit less of a 3-point shot.
Okay. Well, like,
I'm trying to think who that would be in the league, but I'm not quite sure because, you know.
So wait, say that again. Jokic with a little bit less of a jump shot?
Yeah, and I will say, like, not to like be disrespectful to you, but like your tendency to pass is higher than your passing ability.
Yeah.
Like you are very much about like passing, moving the ball, but like, you know, it's not like a transcendent passing.
Obviously not. I mean, it's like it's basic stuff like hitting cutters from the mid post and like
C-Web is one we always talk about too.
Yeah. I mean,
because his range doesn't extend out that far. And he passes and he shoots and he's like obviously
below the rim. He can get above the
late career C-Web, dude. Late
like
career, not late, like late King C-Web.
Late prime C-Web.
Yeah.
Late primes.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, no, I'm flattered by that because like I think like my natural talent was like, oh, I like a strong lower body and I was tall. Like I had decent feel in the paint. So like low post scorer was like, I guess probably what I projected to for like our competition level. But the passing was like what I loved to do the most. It was so fun to just play higher mid post and just like, you know, run the pick and roll, run the give and go. That sort of stuff was always fun. Like pick and pop, try to face
That's
up,
like the Bow Wow
pass.
song or the Curtis Blow song. I like to pick and roll. I like to give it and go.
These off the brakes. Fuck. You just derailed me so fucking hard.
Sorry.
No.
Powell would have been a good one too. Powell would have been a good one.
Yeah. Well, and
I
like
really
another one
botched this.
we talked about a lot growing up was like boogie a little bit. Like going back to the
No,
temperament, I think I was definitely a boogie guy.
Yeah,
I was
no,
like,
I think honestly, Boogie probably more than Jokic because like,
Boogie could shoot a little bit, but it wasn't like
yeah, and Boogie can pass and he's a willing passer, but he's also, I feel like, yeah, I would say DeMarcus is probably a better one than Jokic. I'm glad you mentioned that. I didn't even think of him.
Yeah, and I will say one of my calling cards early was like I wasn't like a rim protector, but I was like a physical defender. So I was playing physically on both ends. Always fun for me. But
Yeah. No, that's a good one.
no,
DeMarcus is a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. That's I guess that's the one I would have maybe guessed or picked for myself. But like always like when I say DeMarcus Cousins, I'm not talking about 25 and 12. I'm talking like the temperament and some of the tendencies, like obviously.
Yeah, and I think that's the best way to put it. It's like tendencies is what we're really talking about, and like obviously
play
like
style a little bit.
Yeah, play style tendencies and like what some of our skills gravitate towards, but not like we're not definitely not.
I'm not trying to say I was like even good for the competition level.
Or we weren't like the players we're naming, we're not even that against the people we play against.
I would have never been recruited for D3 basketball. So but let's get on to your spirit baller, because do you want me to go with my guesses first?
Yeah, because I don't want to do both of them and then we have a conversation about my guesses.
So I really, this is a recent one because like we haven't talked spirit ballers in a while because it just hasn't come up. But I will say, dude, like this isn't a perfect comp, but I think you're similar to Alex Caruso. It's such a lazy comp, but you are
same hairline, dude. I got that.
Fuck, dude. Take it easy on yourself, dude. You've earned a break, dude. But no, I mean, like, use whatever like racially coded 06 draft coverage term you want, but sneaky athleticism, smart guy, But I think you were pretty athletic considering the kids we were around a lot. I think you were really like you were bigger than most, because like where we're from, it's like, okay, you're 6'2", you're maybe a post, but like probably a forward. It's like we're not dealing, so like you being like 6'1", 6'2", 6'3" through those years.
6'2", motherfucker.
They were formative years. You were probably growing. I even went up an inch. You gave you 6'3", you bitch.
Check the doctor's office, dude. That is my official height.
Sure, dude. In your platform boots, you little bitch. I'm basically
Steph Curry, dude. I got the same
exactly, height. Dude. Little bitch. But no, I think you had good size to defend point guard position, and you didn't give up a ton of like lateral quickness. So you were really good like point of attack defender, and also you had really good off ball instincts. I think playing just like being in the right place defensively. It felt like you were always like a sure bet. Like, and then like offensively, like, you defended point guards and shooting guards a lot, and you also were like a distributor, kind of like ball handler, who I feel like your offensive game was like similar to like late career Rubio. And I also say that because like similar in that like Rubio feels like an elder statesman now, and like you played a lot of basketball with like my friend group growing up, because like we like you were still around and you still wanted to hoop, and your friends didn't want to hoop or weren't around, so you're like,
nobody wants to
somewhere hoop. So you always had like the veteran presence too. So and maybe even with the defense too, maybe this like late prime Rubio is kind of where you kind of the sweet spot, because like you can shoot well, but I still feel like Rubio's made strides as a jump shooter, but he's still like a reluctant one a little bit.
Yeah.
So, and I mean that's been a part of, like, you've been a reluctant to try to put the ball in the cup. You always want to get people involved. You want to make everybody up, and then you get yours. So I don't know. That's my thoughts. I want to know what you think your spirit.
Yeah, I think I had never even thought about like the Rubio one. I think that's the late career Rubio one. I think that's pretty interesting because like I'm not trying to sound conceited, but like all the players we play against, I feel like I'm like that we play with. I feel like I'm one of the best shooters out of everybody that we play with. But
you're not a guy who's out
but
there to get your own shot though.
Yeah, and so like I'm not trying to put myself over. And again, I'm not playing against like any competition at all. We're just like a bunch of J Browns who like to play basketball. But no, I think that's interesting. But I think like some of the things you pointed out are definitely parts of my game. And like the one that I thought of, or large parts of my game, I should say, the one that I thought of immediately when you brought up the subject was TJ McConnell. And just based on the fact that again, like reluctant shooter, passer, plays hard on defense. Definitely not a defensive capabilities of TJ McConnell, but like, that's kind of where I tried to make an impact. And like, cause I know, like, just remembering back on like a lot of those dunk ball games, cause we did that, like, when I think of dunk ball, I think about like the years when I was in college and you guys were still in high school. Like, that's what I think about. But that goes back like way before, like that started with Nelson and Moss.
Oh yeah. That started when me and KKP were like probably too young to be out there. So yeah, and just to give the non-listeners a fucking dunk ball is basketball on 9-foot hoops with a slightly smaller basketball at an elementary school outdoor playground. And we used to just neighborhood kids from our town, all different ages and stuff. I mean, it was like occasionally like Keelan would pull up his effing like Jeep and bump music. It was a fun time. I mean, it was like something we did probably from like junior high up through, I mean, me and you were still doing it through college, like coming back.
Right.
So, I mean, we played a lot of dunk ball. So sorry to just butt in.
No. I think no. It's
if anybody does listen, I want to give them a little context on that.
That's important to point out. And I will say, but kind of where I was going with that though is like I just remember when we were playing those times, I would always be the person who had to guard like Nelson. And for anybody who, again, to provide a little bit of context, Craig Nelson was like the stud athlete of his class, probably you could say, or the second stud athlete of his class, definitely the best basketball player in his class.
So if like my player archetype was like late prime C Webb and yours was like TJ McConnell, his was like what would you say?
Ja Morant,
prime Kemba, or like
no, he's Lillard? 5'6", he can pop the rim.
Yeah. Or he's like Isaiah Thomas when he got like top 5 MVP voting. He's like, like just, I mean, legendary. Nelson's a fucking legend.
Freak athlete, so lightning quick, can shoot.
Lights out.
Can jump. And anyway, I just say all that to say that it was like, he was a grade ahead of me, and I would end up, usually being the person to try and guard him, being the keyword. But I do remember like, but that's just like one of the fun things of basketball is like, that's why basketball's so great. Is like, other sports you play only certain aspects, and like, I mean, I don't know how like well thought out that statement is, but like in basketball, you can get so much satisfaction from so many different aspects of the game. And like, I remember just like, you can have a good defensive possession on a person who's way better than you and feel so good. Just like, I made him work for that, even if he scores, or I forced him into a tough jump shot that he missed. I'm just like, oh yeah, I love that. It's so satisfying.
Yeah. A good contest, a good defensive possession, both individually and I mean, like, to me that beats like give me a low post touch. Like I'd rather fucking do that. So
yeah, and another one too, I would say is like a Rondo type too, like not early or mid, not prime Rondo, but like later career Rondo,
like 2020 playoffs Rondo, aka the GOAT.
Yeah, but like like to move the ball, like to pass the ball, like almost to a fault. Not necessarily, maybe not the greatest defender, but can be in the right spot at the right time at times and like make.
Dude, controversial take right now. What about Ben Simmons?
Shut the fuck
no,
up.
Honestly, dude, because like,
no, dude,
I don't want to like you've aired out a little bit of my dirty laundry. So it's only fair. There's been numerous times where we played pickup basketball. You've had the identical play that he had last year in the playoffs against
Yeah,
the
that's true.
Hawks,
That's true.
where he had to look at the rim and was just like, just past it. I was like, and you like, if we're scaling up like our heights to fit NBA heights, you would probably project as like a Ben Simmons, honestly, with some of the kids we played
Yeah,
with.
that's true. Because yeah, like you said, like in where we come, like where we grew up, 6'2" people or 6'3" people, they are not point guards slash combo guards,
Yeah.
and like that's just I
Well, yeah,
feel
I
like
mean,
that's just
6'5" is a bona fide center. Like,
yeah, that's like a
no
big
doubt.
big guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and for the record, I'm at least 6'2" at a minimum, and so that puts me in like the 3-4 range
Sure,
probably.
dude. Sure,
And
dude.
so
Where you at on the dude? Where you at, dude?
yeah, so I don't know. I know we just gave each other about. I gave myself an all-star. You gave yourself an all-star. We've given yourself like it's a fun thought exercise.
Yeah, but like, and yeah, again, not saying impact, but it's like those are the players that are easiest to compare to because they've showed like some skill set at the highest level. So it's like, obviously, like I thought my post passing was good. It's like, was not again, not
no, but I guess I don't know. Comparatively speaking, like the players we play with, like I think
impact wise.
it's relatively good. Yeah, like if we're
Yeah,
talking
that
about like
we'd have to really
it's kind
flesh that shit out.
yeah, because like if we're talking about the kids we play with, and like because if we're talking about the kids we play with, you're like Shaq. Like honestly, if he wanted to be, dude, because like
Let's
nobody,
go.
dude. I mean, that's just the facts, dude. Like, there's not one person who matches you in size and strength, and it's not even close. And you're powerful and you're strong and you have footwork. And maybe your finishing isn't quite Shaq levels, but like your
Wish,
strength and
dude.
power and
Relative
ability,
to
yeah, relative to everybody else, and the ability to use your weight and your footwork and your
yeah, I mean,
lower
like,
body strength. And like nobody can block your shot. Like it literally feels. I will say this: when I play you, it feels like I'm playing against Shaq. If I were an NBA regular NBA player.
I guess like 6'5", 265 against kids that are like, so I've had kids guard me in the post are like 5'7", 130. Like obviously that wasn't a matchup, but like when you're giving up 8 or 9 inches and like 100+ pounds, like I kind of felt like Shaq. It's like,
Well, that's
oh,
the
there's
thing too.
literally nothing this person could do.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like, when we're playing on 9-foot rims and like I'm like the second or third biggest person out there, and like I'm 3 inches shorter than you and 50 pounds lighter than you. That's like Shaq going against somebody who's like, Shaq is what, 7 foot, 7'1".
Yeah, 7'1", like 320.
That's like Shaq going against somebody who's 6 foot, like a stretch 4.
Yeah.
And it's like dude, as Shaq would say, it's barbecue chicken.
Oh God, dude.
Shaq against Ryan Anderson, good night.
Oh God, sign me up. Sign me the fuck up for that.
All right, so we came full circle, dude. You're Shaq. You're Hall of Fame level.
All right, sick,
prime
dude.
Shaq.
You're CP3, bitch. No, you're actually Ben Simmons though, except for you're actually a better shooter than him though.
Yeah, I will say that. I would actually try and go get some shooting. I would bet money on myself in shooting contest against that mofo, dude. I know he's an NBA player, but I was like, hey, if it's $10, I'll do. I'm not going to bet some exorbitant amount of money. But
that's true. Yeah, I mean, like I'd get into a shooting competition with Steph Curry just to see.
That's not saying much. Dude, I would do it, dude.
Do I get to shake his hand and like meet him?
Yeah.
Fucking tight. I'd do it with fucking Ryan Anderson, dude. Rhino.
Yeah, he would destroy in a shooting contest, I bet though. Like I'm convinced Ben Simmons literally just can't shoot, dude.
Yeah. What about I know it's like the KOC hot take, like he shoots with the wrong hand, like.
Yeah. I mean, if he still doesn't know which hand he's shooting with, then I think I can like, dude.
He's just a young socialite, dude. Let a young socialite be, dude.
Yeah, let him go to Indiana, see how much he enjoys that, or Minnesota.
Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. All right, well, I think, do you want to call it there? Call this an introduction, and then we can do like a little short season preview type shit.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it. If anybody stuck around, you're a fucking trooper, and yeah, thank you.